Hello and welcome to another video by climbingarborist.com and Grizzly Tree Experts. Behind me we've got this lovely small leaning red alder tree. That's the job for this morning. We're removing it just because it's so close to the road. Although alder trees grow on the lean all the time, that's kind of their nature. The property management company are just a little concerned because if it ever was to go, it's so close to the road behind, there's a chance it would strike the road. So and it's only a small tree, alder, so it's not a high value tree. It's not adding an awful lot to the area. It's got a kind of a crown that's been competed for light with other trees around it. So yeah, so we're going to remove this tree. I'm going to use the battery powered Husqvarna saw to do it, just to see what kind of guts it's got for piecing down some trunk. I mean, it's only a small tree, it's about 45 feet tall. The trunk at the base is about 11 to 12 inches dBH, so obviously it's pretty thin at the top. But yeah, we'll see how it gets on, and getting through some alder wood should be a good little test. there we go, that was a simple job. The Husqvarna saw performed pretty well. When you get into the bigger wood, kind of like 8, 10, 11 inches, that kind of thing, it does kind of bog down a little bit, and because of the electric motor, it responds a little bit differently. You can't force it in, you've got to let the chain kind of pull its way in for it to be a smooth kind of cut and keep the RPM up. Don't know if you call it RPM on an electric saw, if that doesn't make sense. But yeah, I mean, it still did a really good job, and you got to remember this is a small saw. It's like the equivalent in size to like a Stihl MS 150. The 150 on the bigger wood would probably, the gas powered engine would probably pull its way through a little bit more, but even on bigger wood for the 150, unless you have one that's been modified, that's not so you want to be using really in kind of 12-inch wood anyway. The MS 150 I have has been modified, so I'll use it literally until kind of the bar is not coming out the end anymore, so like 12-inch, maybe like 13-inch or something. But it's not, it's not the ideal saw for cutting that kind of wood, and the same goes with this battery powered saw. So I think for what it is and for what it's been designed for, it's absolutely brilliant. So after that small little takedown, I'll show you, if you press this button on the battery, it'll show you how much charge is left, or sorry, how much power is remaining in the battery. So I'll press that, and you can see 3 of the 4 lights light up, so it's only used a quarter of its battery power. And I mean, I know it wasn't a big tree, and I know that I didn't do that many cuts, but the cuts that I did do were kind of bigger cuts that were putting more strain on the saw, and to still only have used a quarter of the battery life, that's, to me, that seems pretty good. Because then if you imagine if you were just doing pruning cuts all day long, like 3-4 inch pruning cuts, you can prune like a big sized tree all day long, and just having those bzz, bzz little cuts, the battery is probably going to last all day long.